All right, I want to talk to you guys real quick about design views. When you create an object like a table or a query, you eventually end up going into its design view to modify it. So let me show you how to do that. And here is a table. This is the same table you saw in the first video. And you can go to your Home tab in the ribbon and take a look at the design view here on the left, just like I did. You click over here, you go down to the design view. And this is the design view for the table. And here are the column headers which you saw at the top of the table, and this is the type of data that they are. You can change that. For instance, if you want to, you could change street to a memo or a currency or a hyperlink if you really wanted to. It has to be an appropriate data type for what you're trying to relay. And for each particular field, there are field properties. You go down to the field properties and you can modify the behavior of that particular field. So that is the table design view. Here is the query design view. Here is the representation of the table and its various fields. And from this representation, you drag the fields you want into this query grid. And then you just go ahead and run the data sheet view, and you go ahead and see the fields with only the data that you want to see. So that is the query design view. Alright. Here is the form design view. And in the form design view, you've got a grid where you can very accurately place items. Okay, like text boxes and labels. Up at the top, you've got your context tabs where you are able to design the form. For instance, this area over here is a bunch of controls that you would place down. The controls are just different elements of a form, like for instance a text box or a button or a tabbed interface or a hyperlink or a menu, things along those lines. So this is your form design view. And here is a table. And I'm going to show you the table design view. I actually have to go in here and right click on the table itself in the object pane and go to its design view. And you can see here is the table design view. It's divided into sections, so you've got your report header, so whatever shows up in the report header is at the top of the report. At the page header, whatever's in there shows up at the top of each page. The detail is where all the data is. The page footer, whatever's in there shows up at the bottom of each page, and whatever's at the report footer section shows at the bottom of each report. So this is just a little video to show you the different views, the design views for each particular object that you would be going into and modifying. Okay?